Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Diego Castro. The wake of slain overseas Filipino worker Julie B. Ranara has begun. Ian Suyu with the report.
Tributes for slain OFW Julie B. Ranara poured in on the first day of her week. Her remains arrived at her home in Las Piñas City on Sunday following an autopsy. Ranara was a worker whose lifeless body was found burnt in a desert in Kuwait. Her wake is off limits to the media as the family continues to appeal for privacy.
Gusto natin pagbigyan yung pamilya na sila muna yung makapag-luksa. Ayaw lang kasi nilang paulit-ulit na i-recall yung nangyari sa kanilang anak. I really hope that we give them this we give them the privacy na sa kanila.
The Migrant Workers Department vowed to bring justice after Ranara's death. Kuwait's Ministry of Foreign Affairs sent a letter expressing its condolences. The son of Ranara's employers, who was tagged as the suspect, is now being detained.
Ina-assure lang namin ang lahat na hindi namin binabaliwala yung nangyari kay Julie B. At may mga pagbabago na mangyayari.
Ranara's employers are now preventively suspended and could be blacklisted. Her foreign and local recruitment agencies may also face cases over their supposed lapses.
Definitely, oo, meron. I think papatawag sila ngayon ng adjudication at licensing at may recruitment violations. Kaya yung failure to monitor, isa yon. And kahit yung doon sa Kuwait na recruitment agency nila, pananagutin din natin.
The government will also send a fact-finding team to the Gulf state to check on OFWs. Around 270,000 Filipino workers are still in Kuwait, majority of whom are domestic workers. Around 200 distressed OFWs are now being sheltered prior to their repatriation next month. For News 5, Josh Camo, we are One News.
The government is still not keen on imposing a total deployment ban to Kuwait following Ranara's death. Migrant Workers Secretary Susan Oplis said the Philippine government will instead take a diplomatic route as the Kuwaiti government is in cooperation with them. Senator Rafi Tulfo earlier proposed the move to send a, quote, very strong message to the Middle Eastern country amid cases of abuse among Filipino workers.
Pag nag-impose naman tayo ng ban sa Kuwait, saan naman lilipat din itong mga kasambahay, no? Saan, anong market naman ang pupuntahan nila, no? Yung mga employers na merong Filipino domestic workers, lalo yung hindi papayag na mapauwi yung kanilang kasambahay dahil alam nila na walang kapalit from the Philippines. So mahirapan tayo lalo.
Meanwhile, OFW deployments fall below 1 million for the third consecutive year. DMW Secretary Oplis said deployments reached only around 800,000 last year, which already included rehires. This is attributed to the COVID-19 pandemic and temporary deployment ban to Saudi Arabia from November 2021 to 2022. In 2019, the Philippine Overseas Employment Agency reported over 2 million OFWs deployed to several countries. We will be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. At least 35 municipalities in Oriental Mindoro were flooded due to incessant rains. Governor Humerlito Dolor told One Balita Weekend that no casualties have so far been reported. Thousands of families, though, were transferred to evacuation centers.
For the past 2 days na nagkaroon ng pagbaha, meron tayong 4,997 families na naapektuhan, nakabalik na sila sa kanilang mga tahanan, nakapagbigay din tayo ng mga relief goods.
Meanwhile, Dolor said they are looking for funding for their flood control master plan. For now, they will continue their river dredging efforts to minimize floods.
I submitted also to the Senate of the Philippines a copy of the flood mitigation master plan para sana mapondohan one time ng Kongreso at ng DPWH. Meron naman pong inilalagay na pondo ang national government every year, kaya lang po medyo portion, so hindi din nasolve ng buo.
In sports, Converge and San Miguel both clinched big wins in last night's PBA Governor's Cup doubleheader. The Converge Fiber Xers escaped the Magnolia Hot Shots by the skin of their teeth at 111 to 109. Converge saw their 13-point lead down to just 2 in the last minute of the game before Eric McRae missed on what could have been a game-winning three-pointer. And with that, Converge gained a solo top spot as it improved to 3-0. Meanwhile, the Phoenix Fuel Masters couldn't get close to the Beermen in the second game. San Miguel recorded an early lead and never let Phoenix play catch up all the way to the final buzzer. The Beermen sealed the deal with a 21-point lead, 114 to 93. Meanwhile, the demand for Taylor Swift tickets revealed a lot about the world economy and what consumers are willing to splurge on. But soaring prices also raise questions regarding a possible monopoly. Let's watch this.
Welcome to Swiftonomics. That's what happens when a post-COVID demand shock causes ticket sales to go up to $40,000. Many Taylor Swift fans were very disappointed when they couldn't get their hands on tickets back in November. The demand was so high that it caused Ticketmaster's system to fail, and it raised all sorts of questions about the platform's monopoly. But there's more here. Swifties, or fans of Taylor Swift, represent a particular moment in the global economy. They are the supercharged consumer that's willing to spend a lot of money on experiences that they missed out on during the pandemic. Many in this category are Gen Zs or millennials who come out of the pandemic with historically high levels of savings. They've waited for 4 years to see their favorite pop star, and they don't mind splurging 10 months worth of savings to see her.
It's all because of you. Thank you so much.
In the early 2000s, economist Alan Kruger came up with a concept called rockonomics. He uses it to explain the global economy through the lens of the music industry. He often talks about Taylor Swift as somebody who's very cleverly playing with strategies to boost ticket sales.
Well, I think Taylor Swift is an economic genius.
But the bigger question of how much longer consumers are going to spend this much money in an economy of highly alarming interest rates is something that Swiftonomics can't answer. For now, economists are going to have to shake it off.
Here are other headlines we're keeping our eyes on. Registration for the October Barangay and SK elections will close tomorrow. COMELEC Chairman George Garcia has issued a last-minute appeal to the public to register and exercise their rights to vote. TJ Obiena collected his first victory of the year in France yesterday. The world number 3 pole vaulter cleared 5.82 meters to trump all challenges and finally claim the gold. Meanwhile, Obiena is on a tight race for the Philippine Sports Writers Association's coveted Athlete of the Year award. With him as frontrunners are Olympic gold medalist Heidelin Diaz, two-time world champion Carlos Yulo, and history makers Alex Ayala and the Filipinas football team. And that's it for this hour. Join us again at 7:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register an account now at signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News, all sides, all the time.